Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So the last update about Unfortunate Love was how Malishka and Sonal's evil plan of killing Lakshmi backfired on Kiran after Kiran was hit by the car that was supposed to hit Lakshmi. So let's continue from there. At the Oberoi house, Ayush comes to Shalu in Rishi and Lakshmi's room and he keeps his hand on her eyes and he makes sound. Shalu asks, when did you come out of the zoo? Ayush asks, do you think that I came from the zoo? Ayush asks, how is our relationship? Shalu says close relationship and says nobody is close to me like you. Ayush asks Shalu if she is sure that no one is close to her like him. Shalu says, I wish that I have like 2 to 3 guys who would have been close to me. Then I would have guessed which of them is covering my eyes and it would have been fun. Ayush gets upset and says he will not close Shalu's eyes again and Shalu smiles. Shalu tells Ayush that she is feeling strange and says whenever some incident happens, both outside or inside the house, then Lakshmi is blamed. Ayush says, I am thankful to God that nothing has happened to sister-in-law this time. And Shalu says, what if something happens later? At the hospital, Malishka tells Rishi and Neelam that Lakshmi is behind her mother's accident, but Rishi defends Lakshmi and he tells Malishka that Lakshmi cannot do this. Sonal comes there and asks Malishka if she is fine, and she tells the inspector that Malishka told her that Lakshmi pushed Auntie in front of the car. Rishi says to the inspector that Malishka has a misunderstanding and he defends Lakshmi, asking that why would Lakshmi do this. Sonal says Malishka told me everything, that Lakshmi targeted Auntie because Auntie always take Malishka's side. Rishi says still, Lakshmi cannot do this. Neelam tells the inspector that he has the eyewitness, then why is he here? Rishi says he is an eyewitness too, and he says that Lakshmi was pleading with the people to take help and take Auntie Kiran to the hospital, and Lakshmi even tear a sari palu to tie on her head while she was bleeding. Rishi says that Kiran Auntie is safe due to Lakshmi, so how can Lakshmi be responsible for her accident? The inspector says you have to arrest Lakshmi regardless, and Rishi argues with the inspector and he asks the inspector to wait until Kiran gives her statement before concluding that Lakshmi is responsible for the accident. So now asks Rishi that why don't you understand how much Malishka loves you, and says I know you have good heart and that is why you care for Lakshmi so much, and that is why Malishka also did not want to hurt you. So now says Auntie is fighting with death and Malishka have to do justice with her mom by punishing Lakshmi. Malishka says sorry to Rishi and Neelam. She says when I was kidnapped, I fought with mom and dad to prove Lakshmi's innocence. She says this time, I am taking Lakshmi's name because she is guilty and she got my mom's accident done. She asks, whom will you wait for, Lakshmi or me? Rishi says let's wait for Kiran Auntie to regain consciousness first, and Malishka says okay, I will take back Lakshmi's name. Sonal says Lakshmi should be punished and she asks Neelam if she is wrong. Neelam asks Malishka and Sonal not to worry and says she will get Lakshmi punished. Neelam comes home. Virendra and Grandma ask what happened. Lakshmi comes there and offers Neelam water, but Neelam gets angry and asks Lakshmi to give her poison instead. Neelam tells everyone that Lakshmi did Kiran's accident. Virendra asks, what are you saying? Grandma says Lakshmi cannot do such a mistake. Neelam says Lakshmi doesn't do mistake, but she has done a sin. Grandma asks Neelam if she is not doing a sin by accusing Lakshmi. Lakshmi says Kiran Auntie had fallen. I tried to hold her, but I couldn't hold her, so I did not do anything. Neelam asks Lakshmi that did I ask you to talk? And she asks her to leave their house and says she can do anything to us if we don't get rid of her immediately. Rishi comes there and says Lakshmi will not go anywhere. And Neelam says you are saying this even after knowing what Lakshmi did. Neelam reminds Rishi that Kiran used to love him a lot and she tells him all what Kiran did for him in the past. Rishi says even I regard Kiran as my mother, but Lakshmi is not guilty. Neelam says Malishka has seen Lakshmi pushing Kiran in front of the car. She asks, what will you do to make me understand? Rishi says you are my mom and that doesn't mean that I should not speak the truth in front of you. Rishi says to Neelam that even the police agreed to wait for Kiran's auntie's statement. Neelam says okay, but I have a condition, and everyone looks on. Sonal thanks Malishka for saving Ashish, her and herself by putting the blame on Lakshmi. She says Lakshmi will go far away from Rishi now and he will marry Rishi. Malishka says to Sonal that I am genuinely scared. What if Rishi support Lakshmi and he comes to know everything? Then he will hate me. Sonal says everything will be fine. She gets a call and she goes, and Malishka goes to see Kiran. Neelam tells Rishi that with Kiran's statement, the guilty will be found, and she says if Kiran says that Lakshmi is the reason for our accident, then you will throw Lakshmi out from my house, and Rishi shouted, Mom. Neelam says to Rishi that I am not throwing Lakshmi out of the house now, and I am accepting your words, so you should accept my words too. She says you can forget Kiran's love and care, but I will not forget. Then also, I am not throwing Lakshmi out of the house, and I am letting her stay here only until Kiran wakes up and give her statement. Neelam says to Rishi that you are challenging your mom. Even I am your mom and I can challenge you. She says if Kiran says that Lakshmi is guilty, then you will throw Lakshmi out of the house, and that is fine now. At the hospital, Kiran regains consciousness and she thinks if Lakshmi is fine, she says nothing should happen to Lakshmi, else Malishka will be trapped. Kiran asks the nurse about Lakshmi. The nurse says Lakshmi has brought you to the hospital and Rishi Oberoi and your daughter was with her. Malishka comes there and hugs Kiran. Kiran asks Malishka not to call her mom and she pushes her away. Malishka asks the nurse if Kiran has lost her memory, and the nurse says that Kiran remembers Lakshmi Oberoi and she is insisting to meet her. Malishka asks Kiran that why do you want to meet Lakshmi? Kiran says Lakshmi has saved my life, else you would have killed me. You became a criminal because of Sonal's influence, and the nurse hears their conversation. Malishka asks the nurse to go out and says her mother's brain is affected due to the accident, and the nurse goes out saying that she would go and inform the doctor and the police that Kiran is awake. Malishka asks Kiran that why are you calling me a criminal? Kiran says I know Sonal did my accident with her boyfriend. She says she heard their plan when she called Malishka earlier. Malishka says my phone was caught. Kiran says I did many mistakes, but today I regret all my mistakes, and she asks Malishka to mend her ways and says Sonal is a big criminal because she tried to kill Lakshmi. Kiran tells Malishka that she will tell Lakshmi the truth. Malishka says you will not tell her the truth. Sonal hears them. Kiran says we should tell Lakshmi, else you will be trapped. Neelam asks Rishi to swear that he will throw Lakshmi out of the house if Kiran mentions Lakshmi's name. Virendra says Lakshmi is innocent, and he tells Neelam that she should not ask for compensation for being Rishi's mother. Neelam says excuse me, and Virendra says no excuses for putting Rishi in a dilemma. Virendra asks Neelam to make his son stand on two sides and says if you want to challenge Rishi, then challenge him to support his wife. Neelam says my love is such, and if I wanted compensation, then I would have thrown this girl out of the house long back. She says Rishi is my son, and that is why I don't want him to stay with any inauspicious and a criminal girl. Neelam keeps Rishi's hand on her head and says give me swear that you will throw Lakshmi out of the house if Kiran testify against Lakshmi, else I will think of what to do, and Rishi gets confused. Malishka asks Kiran not to spoil her game, and Kiran asks that do you want to kill Lakshmi again, and says I will tell Lakshmi the truth. Malishka makes Kiran sit and asks her to relax and lie down on the bed. She goes to call the doctor. Sonal thinks that I came for Malishka's betterment, but Malishka's mother is blaming me. She says Kiran is not understanding her daughter. Malishka comes out and says mom regained consciousness, and Sonal asks really? Malishka says to Sonal that mom is angry and she wants to tell the truth to Lakshmi. Sonal says will auntie take Lakshmi's side even after her own daughter die or leave? Malishka says my mom is good and that is why she thinks good about me. She says you don't have any idea what my mom did and what she bared for me, and she asks Sonal to think before saying anything against her mom, and Sonal says we should think of what to do instead of fighting. Lakshmi tried to make Rishi take off his hand from Neelam's hand. Neelam asks Lakshmi not to dare do this. Lakshmi says I don't want mother and son to get distant, and says she gives her swear that if Kiran auntie gives statement against her, then she will leave the house. Neelam asks Lakshmi if she will give her swear and asks if you are suitable to give me promise. She asks Rishi to promise her. Rishi promised Neelam that if Kiran takes Lakshmi's name, then he will throw Lakshmi out of the house and from everyone's life. Neelam says it is a relationship to me, and if the swear breaks, then the relationship will break, and she goes. Virendra and Grandma ask Rishi that why did he give the promise. Rishi says just like mom is sure, I am also sure that Lakshmi cannot do this. He says he is with Lakshmi and he will not let anything happen to her. At the hospital, Kiran thinks that once Lakshmi comes here, then I should tell her everything. Kiran sees someone coming in and she thinks that Lakshmi came. She tells her that the plan was to kill her, but instead she got hit by the car. She says Malishka is innocent and that Sonal has done all this. The light comes on and Kiran says, I'm just alerting you so that you can be careful of Sonal. But Kiran sees Sonal and she is shocked. Sonal says to Kiran that if Lakshmi would have been here instead of me, then you would have told her everything, right? She says, I did all this for Malishka and you are putting all the blame on me. Malishka comes there and locks the door, and Kiran says, Malishka, you are still with Sonal even till now. Rishi, Neelam and others comes to the hospital and they find Kiran's ward door locked. Kiran asks Malishka that why did you lock the door? Sonal runs to Kiran and closes her mouth. She threatens Kiran saying that if she gets trapped, then she will trap Malishka also. Rishi knocks on the door, but Malishka refused to open the door. Sonal says to Kiran that even I worry for Malishka, but I am not great to trap myself for Malishka. Sonal threatens Kiran to show the proofs to Rishi against Malishka and to expose all of Malishka's wrongdoings in front of the O'Briens. Sonal asks Kiran to decide what she wants to do, and Kiran looks on in shock. If I say I'm not happy about what Kiran is passing through right now, then I am lying because I'm very, very happy. Shebi, Sonal was jejely sitting on her own with somebody's husband that she snatched. Then Kiran called her, come and help my daughter. My daughter needs you. Now she is here. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to check the link to the next episode in the comment section. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.